All right, if you're a broadcast professional, let's be real. The move from ATSC 1.0 to 3.0 isn't just another tech upgrade. We're talking about one of the biggest strategic decisions you're going to face this decade. This isn't about just swapping out a box. It's about completely rethinking the future of your business. So, let's dive into what this really means.
Now, just so you know where we're coming from, for this briefing, we're pulling directly from some fantastic source material. Specifically, this is Part A of a really comprehensive report from Virtualization Options LLC that gives us a solid, fact-checked foundation to work from as we break all this down.
And this quote from the report just hits the nail on the head. It really sets the stage for everything we're about to discuss. Think about it. History is just littered with amazing technologies that completely failed. The success of ATSC 3.0 is going to depend just as much on smart business moves and industry-wide teamwork as it does on the brilliant engineering behind it.
So, to really get a handle on the scale of this whole evolution, it helps to look at a few key numbers. These aren't just stats, they tell a really powerful story about both the new capabilities and, the challenges that are coming our way.
First up, 2x. So what's that? Well, that represents the approximate doubling of compression efficiency you get with the new HEVC video codec. In plain English, you can cram twice the amount of data into the exact same slice of airwaves. This is what makes broadcasting gorgeous 4K content not just a cool idea, but actually practical.
Next up, 10 to 15%. This is all about your reach. Thanks to some huge improvements in error correction and modulation, your signal can now push out 10 to 15% farther. You can reach more viewers more reliably, especially those folks on the very edge of your signal. It's all about making your core asset, your broadcast reach, even stronger. And finally, this one. 5 to 10. And that, my friends, is the minimum number of years we expect to be running a simulcast. That's broadcasting in both 1.0 and 3.0 at the same time. This is not a quick weekend project. We're talking about a long-term, complex migration. It's going to be costly, for sure, but it's absolutely essential to make sure no viewers get left behind. This requires some serious long-term planning.
Okay, so before we get totally carried away with all the revolutionary new stuff, it's really important to take a breath and remember, not everything is being turned upside down. This whole transition is actually built on a very familiar foundation.
The bedrock of broadcasting? It's staying solid. You're still working in the same 6 MHz channels. Your core mission, providing free, over-the-air TV, is exactly the same. You can still multiplex your sub-channels and all your regulatory duties for things like emergency alerts and kids programming. Yep, those aren't going anywhere. This continuity is actually the key to a stable, manageable transition.
All right, with that foundation set, let's get to the fun part, the revolution. There are 3 massive technical shifts that are going to completely rewrite the rules of what broadcast television can even be.
The first game changer, as you can see here, is the modulation. We're moving from the old 8VSB standard to something called OFDM. The simplest way to think about it is going from one single kind of fragile data stream to lots of smaller, much more robust streams. This one change is the magic key that unlocks reliable mobile reception and makes efficient single-frequency networks a reality. It fundamentally changes how you think about your coverage. The second massive shift is moving from that old, closed-off MPEG-2 transport stream to a super flexible, open, IP-based system. Suddenly, broadcasting isn't an isolated island anymore. It now speaks the native language of the internet. This allows for seamless integration with everything online and streaming. The walls are coming down. And third, content protection. With ATSC 1.0, there was basically no built-in encryption. It was the Wild West. ATS 3.0 completely flips the script by integrating digital rights management, or DRM. This means you can have service-level encryption and control access, which is absolutely critical if you want to secure that premium content from studios and sports leagues. And it opens the door to totally new business models.
And that is the perfect segue, because all these amazing new technical powers aren't just for engineers to admire. They are the direct foundation for brand new ways to make money and secure the financial future of broadcasting.
So what does this all mean for the bottom line? It means you can finally move beyond just relying on traditional TV commercials. ATSC 3.0 opens up a whole new playbook. We're talking about targeted advertising, interactive ads, even subscription services. But the two that could be most disruptive right away? Targeted ads, which lets you compete directly with the digital giants, and datacasting, which creates entirely new B2B services out of thin air. But And this is the big but. This brings us to the core challenge. As the report points out so well, you have to balance all these incredible long-term strategic opportunities against the very real, very immediate costs and operational headaches of making the switch. This, right here, is the central dilemma that every single broadcast decision-maker is wrestling with right now.
So how in the world do you navigate that dilemma? Well, the key is to stop thinking of this as one giant project. You have to see it as a phased, multi-year evolution of your entire platform. And the good news is, there's a roadmap for how this technology is expected to grow and mature.
So, in the immediate future, the big push is on getting 4K on the air and rolling out datacasting services. Then, as we look a little further down the road, we'll see even better video codecs and way more sophisticated ad systems. And way out there, we're talking about 8K broadcasting and the eventual retirement of ATSC 1.0 in major markets. And after that, well, the cycle of innovation will just continue. This timeline really helps set realistic expectations for your long-term strategy.
Which brings us to the final, and let's face it, the most important question of all. The technology is here. It provides all the tools, all the technical capabilities for a complete transformation of the broadcast industry. But the real work, the true strategic challenge, is now in your hands. How are you, as a broadcast professional, going to convert all that potential into a thriving, sustainable business for the next generation?